Rick King, Philip Dubé. Judge, what do you think about this one? Because this one's a little tricky, right? Because you could look at the family, and we've spoken to like BTK's family. They were victims, and your life gets turned upside down. What do you do, right? Should you be able to cash in on all of a sudden the spotlight that's been put on you? Because I don't know where else you turn to do anything. Like, who's going to hire these people to do anything?
In fact, Vinnie, you're absolutely right. The ability for some families to move past kind of the scarlet letter, if you will, of having one family member commit an offense is almost impossible. And if you think about whether or not, the defendant here was the primary breadwinner or the sole breadwinner, it leaves the family with almost no ability to continue to care for themselves. And so you have to think about whether or not I think the idea should be is these cases are decided on a case-by-case basis. Obviously, no, we shouldn't be creating avenues for individuals or motivations for individuals to commit crimes and then make money themselves. But if their families are also the victims, which many times they are, then what precludes them from taking advantage of the experience as would maybe some other victim who might sue them for the money? If true crimes weren't so popular these days, there'd be no market for it, quite frankly. But because it is, then that leaves this family an opportunity to at least make some kind of living and to put their lives back together. So it's a case-by-case basis.
And I look at it this way. I mean, I'm on television talking about true crime, right? So no one is like, this is my job. Our network covers trials. I mean, people are allowed to make money. She didn't commit any crimes. Her children didn't commit. They're not charged with any crimes. Philip Dubé, I think there's two parts of this. There's like, some people look at it, it's like, oh, it's kind of icky. But then you look at it, well, is there any reason why they shouldn't, like legally? And would a law like this be constitutional?
Never. In fact, I would represent that family pro bono. Remember, the parties to a criminal action are the prosecution and the defendant. And certainly the victims have a say, and the definition of a victim, by the way, is just a person against whom a crime was committed by the defendant. In this particular case, the defendant's wife is no longer even his wife. I believe the marriage has been dissolved. She's just any citizen out there living her life, certainly in need of the money. What's the difference between her being hit up by a big production company to make this documentary and maybe her neighbor? Her neighbor could have been just as easily hit up to make this movie based on their interactions with Heuermann over the years. And
I'm telling you, it happens in our business. It happens. Okay. I mean, Court TV, we don't pay anyone. You guys know that, right? You guys know that very well. We don't pay anybody, right? But at the end of the day, Rick, I mean, people are entitled to make money. And then, like Philip said, the neighbor's going to make money. This one's going to make money. Some investigator down the road who worked on the case may make money. What do you think about the family?
I don't disagree with anything the judge or Philip said in this case, or even what you just said, because it's a
unanimous.
Where does it stop? Where do you decide that person can't do it? You know what I mean?
If they commit the crimes. If they commit the crimes.
Exactly.
I think that's as far as you can go.
Correct.
All right. Up next.